Okay, my fellow peeps, looks like we got another Rant House installment. Yeah, the double Rant House shit. So, oh my god. So, okay, so this is about these two movies that really makes our stomachs turn real fucking bad. Anyways, let's get on with those pieces of fucking shit. Okay, starting off with segment number 1, the King of Fucking Fighters. Okay, so this movie is a 2010 science fiction martial arts film directed by Gordon Chan, and it is based on the video game series of the same name, published by SNK Playmore. This film stars Maggie Q, Sean Faris, Ray Park, David Leitch, and Will Yoon Lee. Okay, so the plot is the King of Fighters is a tournament held in alternate dimension. When contestants are issued challenges, they enter the tournament via a fucking special Bluetooth headset. Really? A fucking Bluetooth headset? Are you stupid? Are you serious? You're trying to make something with a tournament that requires something like a Bluetooth? With walnuts in it? No, I'm just kidding about the walnuts. Okay, Mai Shiranori and her boyfriend Iori Yagami attend a private unveiling of 3 relics at a museum in Boston, Massachusetts. Well, I'll be damned. The Kagura mirror, the Yagami necklace, and the Kusanagi sword. Rugal Bernstein storms into the exhibit and steals the 3 relics. Oh, hell. And uses them to disappear into a dimensional portal to awaken the mythical entity known as the Orochi. When grants limitless powers, the sword is revealed to be a fake and the quest is delayed. Oh my god, you stupid! Okay, Mai is told by an injured Chizuru Kagura the real sword is Saisyu Kusanagi at the mental institution. She is warned that Iori should not be involved in her quest to defeat Rugal at the institution. Mai meets a catatonic Saisyu and his son Kyo, but Iori's presence suddenly breaks Saisu's catatonic state. And the elder Kusanagi threatens to kill Iori before losing consciousness and dying. Well, that doesn't seem pleasant now, is it? Okay. At another hospital, Chizuru is informed by her colleague Scott and Rugal has altered the King of Fighters database and issued challenges to fighters around the world. CIA agent Terry Bogard enters Chizuru's room, demanding information on Rugal's whereabouts in the tournament. Okay, at the cemetery in Seattle, Washington, where Saizu is buried, Kyo and Iori confront each other. Iori explains that both Kusanagi and Yagami clans were destined to be enemies. Mai hitches a ride with Kyo to his house, where she explains that she is looking for the Kusanagi sword. Kyo tells her that centuries ago, a Yagami ancestor attempted to release the Orochi, but it consumed him with murderous rage. Kyo's ancestor killed the Yagami and returned to the Orochi into its world. Well, that's fucked up. Okay, at a hotel, Mai and Kyo meet up with Iori and Terry. Rugal is using the tournament dimension to merge it with the real world. After Mai blows her cover in front of Kyo, Iori puts his Bluetooth headset and enters the tournament dimension to confront Rugal. The next day, Kyo is lured into the tournament dimension, where he first fights Rugal and loses, but is allowed to live as a warning. Well, that's just crazy, isn't that? Isn't that right? Okay, so Rugal reveals to Kyo that several years back, he battled Saisyu, Chizuru, and Iori over control of the Orochi. During that fight, Iori allowed the Orochi to take over his body, defeating Rugal, but also destroying Saisu's mental state by bashing his head against a wooden barrier several times. This leads to a fight between Kyo and Iori until Kyo slashes Iori in the back, releasing the Orochi from his body. Well, what the hell? Okay, disappointed by the outcome of the fight, Rugal sends Kyo, Iori, and Mai into another dimension to face them with his full potential. Chizuru and her multiple clones appear, revealing that she has found the mirror in a necklace. And so, what the fuck comes with next? Okay. The heroes fall in their first attempt to combine the relics and trap Rugal with Chizuru mortally wounded. Mai takes her place as the mirror holder, but as she, Kyo, and Iori corner Rugal, they are once again overcome by his powers. Rugal destroys Kyo's sword, but as he is about to finish him off with a fireball, Kyo magically generates a new sword to block it. He then throws the sword and destroys Rugal. Back in the real world, Scott places a lantern on the ocean in memory of Chizuru. Kyo decides to keep the family tradition by continuing with the tournament. He reflects his late father's teachings while Iori stares at him in the other side of the pier. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I think about this piece of shit movie later on. Because here comes another fucking segment, motherfuckers. Okay, re-fucking animated. The 2006 television film by, directed by Adam Papa and Tim McKeon, and I forgot that. Okay, never mind. Okay, this is a 2006 American live-action / animation fantasy comedy television film that aired on Cartoon Network back on December 8th of that year. It was the first original production on the genre for the network. Okay, so the plot is middle school student Jimmy Roberts is often bullied and belittled by his peers. During his class trip to Golly World, an amusement park themed around animated cartoon characters created by the deceased animator Milt Appleday, Jimmy misses out on many of the attractions. On his suggestion of Jimmy's friend Craig, the popular students tell him to search for Appleday's frozen brain in the ride Tux's Arctic Adventure. Jimmy willingly goes there and bumps into Milt's middle-aged, clumsy son, Sonny, who is attempting to retrieve the brain. Jimmy quickly flees and is hit by an oncoming attraction, Croco's train. He is sent to the premises hospital, where Milt's brain is transplanted into his head. He survives the operation with his personality intact, but he can now see all of Appleday's characters in real life. Oh, well, this ain't shit now, is it? Okay, so what comes next? With the help of his crush, Craig's sister, Robin, Jimmy learns that Sonny unwittingly ruined the character's popularity through his own ideas. When Jimmy is hired as the new president of Appleday Pictures, replacing Sonny, the mascot character, Golly Gopher believes Jimmy can quickly make him a star again. With Milt's creativity and imagination, Jimmy becomes immensely popular, but no longer has time for school or his friends. Oh, no, that's just too risky. Jimmy should have just waited until he graduated to become president. Doesn't this how this shit works? Whatever. Okay, meanwhile, Sonny deceives Jimmy's father into letting him rent out a room in Jimmy's house. Sonny has dinner with the Roberts family while scheming to remove Milt's brain from Jimmy's head. Yeah, he devises a plan to modify Croco's train to include several dangerous devices that will decapitate Jimmy. However, he yells this pain out loud, and Yancy, Jimmy's alien sister, catches on. Okay, Robert attempts to point out to Jimmy that the cartoons are taking advantage of him, but he denies this. He leaves for his television debut, and Sonny takes her hostage. At the studio, Jimmy tells Golly that being president hasn't gotten him what he really wanted. Furious, Golly scolds him for being a pushover. Jimmy realizes Robin was right and denounces his position on air. He then finds out Sonny has tied Robin to the train tracks. Golly apologizes for his anger and temporarily changes Jimmy into a cartoon knight in shining armor. What the hell? Jimmy goes inside the train and destroys the engine, saving Robin. He then dresses up as Milt to momentarily distract Sonny by appealing to his affection for his father. Yancy teleports Jimmy to safety. Robin and Jimmy return to Craig's house, and they mend their friendship. Or rather, quote-unquote friendship. However, since the partygoers there were watching Jimmy's announcement and saw him talk about the importance of friendship over popularity, they leave. In the epilogue, while Jimmy is leaving for school, Sonny attempts to extract his brain with a crane-like device but misses. Okay, so let's just talk about these two shitty films. Okay, I just wanted to say that this loose adaptation has only 9 canon fighters. Yeah, I'm talking about the KOF 2010, which are, yeah, from the roster of KOF 98, which originally had a total of 38 fighters. In the movie, it is a tournament held in alternate dimension, and Mai Shiranui is depicted as an undercover CIA operative. And Vice and Mature are depicted as being similar to Marion Kelly and Rebecca Brill from Double Dragon 95. Kyo Kusanagi strongly resembles both Ryo from Art of Fighting and Kaede from The Last Blade. Okay, what the fuck am I saying? Some fucking gay-ass criticism? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Beyond Hollywood gave this film a negative review, saying that this movie wastes a lot of unnecessary time trying to convince itself that the audience needs to know everything that there is to know about this history. We don't, by the way. When it should have just accepted it as a movie based on a 2D fighting game, spend 10 minutes tops on the explanations, and get to the fighting already. And Felix Vasquez Jr. of Cinema Crazed gave the film 1.5 out of stars, commenting, "Yet another semi-classic video game from the 90s is butchered into yet another half-assed, lazily made film." Okay, so I see that there are negative reviews from IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. So IMDb gave it 3.1 out of 10 and 11% out of Rotten fucking Tomatoes. Okay, Reanimated was panned by critics with the writing, humor, characters, acting, plot, and a blend of animation with live action receiving the most criticism. Emily Ashby of Common Sense Media called it a brain swap tale that will have tweens, eyes rolling. I see that this movie has given a 2.8 out of 10 on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, 19%. I don't know which one do you consider is worse. Yeah, you take your pick, peeps. Because I hate both of them. Alright, my fellow peeps, so in conclusion, the King of Fighters 2010 movie is a complete mockery of the entire King of Fighters franchise. And as for Reanimated, yeah, I've seen some of that, some scenes of it, but I'm sure as hell I ain't gonna watch the fucking movie. This movie fucking sucks. And yeah, and the KOF 2010 movie sucks harder. So, yeah, just stay the fuck away from it, peeps. It ain't worth a damn.